Hey guys, we are in Mexico
Yeah.
right now on our honeymoon. Very excited. You guys will have already seen the other vlog, and this is actually in the middle of a normal day where we've been vlogging a bunch of other stuff, but we had a travel day today, so it was kind of tough to make something else yesterday. So we're just doing a Q&A. So I tweeted out yesterday and I said, what are some questions that you guys have for Rachel and I? So we're going to go through some of these and just answer them. I already answered one from JT or Jewish Lewis. He asked when we were going to adopt him. And so we're actually going to be adopting him within like the next year or so.
We actually answered two.
Right.
Because we told Pat Bacon that we were going to name our first child Bacon.
Right. So Pat was wondering when we were going to, or if we were going to be naming our first kid Pat, but we asked him if it was okay if we named him Bacon instead. So the name of our first child is going to be Bacon. And then JT, we're going to adopt you within the next year or so. But we're just going to scroll through some of these, find some questions that we like, and answer them from you guys.
Well, I feel like on the topic of kids,
Yeah?
someone asked when we will have kids and if we want to.
Yeah?
So I feel like that's probably a question that we're going to get a lot. Yes, we definitely want to have kids.
We already have 2 daughters.
Yeah, we have 2 kids at home.
They're covered in hair.
4 legs. But yeah, we definitely want to have kids, and we'll get to that one day.
Yeah. I'm excited to be a dad, and I'm excited to see her be a mom. I loved my relationship with my father because we played sports together, and I just loved seeing my mom love me well, so I'm excited to experience that with my kids, but I'm also really scared because I'm a goofy guy, and I feel like it's going to be difficult for me to take it seriously sometimes, even though I feel like you don't know what it's going to be like to have kids until you actually have them. Okay, so another question was, how did you guys meet? Some of you guys probably already know this, but we actually met on Bumble, which is an app. And the thing about that app is that you connect just like you do with other apps, but I can't talk to her until she talks to me. So once she says, hey, I'd like to talk to that guy, if I say, hey, I'd like to talk to that girl as well, then I just have to wait on her to message me before we can connect. And somebody said, someone knew that we met on an app and said, what were the first things that you said to each other? So I remember exactly where I was. It was a snow day in North Carolina. I was eating pizza with my friends, and I was just very anxious, like talking to Rachel and being excited about talking to her on the app. So I was watching pizza.
Watching pizza.
I was watching pizza. I was eating pizza with my friends, and then our conversation will tell you what she was doing as well. What do you read the conversation?
So I messaged him first.
Yep.
And said, enjoying the snow day. Very smooth first
Starting it
question.
off right, boys.
And in typical Michael fashion, he responded with like
I responded
3 paragraphs.
I responded
of an
3
answer.
times before she could respond once because, yes, I am.
He said, hey, yeah, walked to get pizza with friends. What about you? I responded like I already know you. I'm at pizza with friends right now. We'll forgive him for his excitement.
I was excited.
Didn't get to do much playing in the snow, had a long walk, enjoyed that, and then we started talking about where we went to college. But he's trying to call me out because as the conversation continued, we talked for a while that night.
We did.
Just chatting on Bumble, and I ended up letting him know that I was actually at home by myself in bed with my dog watching Full House.
Watching Full House.
There's no shame in my game.
No, that's what I love about her,
a 90s
guys.
sitcom.
That's what I love about her, guys. You'll see that in the other vlog, how we were literally laying in the bed on our honeymoon trying to log into Netflix on the TV. You gotta love your Netflix,
Hey,
guys.
it might rain. What are we gonna do if it rains?
Seriously, it
Netflix.
might rain. Okay, so somebody else, The Barrett, said, do you believe the myth that the first year of marriage is the hardest, and if you get through that, you can get through anything? I've heard that before from people who have been married and just as it just being a saying. And I think that all of marriage is going to be difficult in different ways. I think that as we get to know each other more, that things that were hard initially aren't going to be hard anymore. Like me knowing how to love her, me almost being able to predict things that would annoy you, and things like that. Like as I get to know her through our relationship, I'm going to get better at loving her in those certain ways. But as you go on in life, like yeah, the first year might be hard, but once we have kids and if they start like misbehaving and we don't know how to what like I feel like the 30th year of marriage can be really hard.
Yeah. And I feel like it ebbs and flows. We've talked to a lot of different people leading up to this, be it at premarital counseling or friends from church and family and everybody, to get some insight kind of on preparing ourselves for the first year of marriage. And it's varied for everyone. Some people, it's really blissful and easy, and then the hard times come in later. Some people walk through really tough stuff in their first year. So I think, we're prepared to see what this year brings, and just like Michael said, know that it's gonna take some time for us to learn how to love each other through all kinds of different situations that we haven't gotten to go through together yet, and then keep learning.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, so this is a funny one because I've actually asked Rachel this multiple times before. Beach or mountains? Clearly you can see behind us that one of us is a beach lover.
That's me.
That's Rachel. I'm the mountains guy. Mountains blow me away. But like there's a certain sense of grandeur to both of them, to where the fading horizon, like the never-endingness of oceans, is mind-blowing to me. That you can just look out there and it just goes away, like it just disappears in the distance. And the same thing is kind of with mountains, like legitimate mountains, just how nuts they are, and the stature that they have, and the fact that they have been around for as long as they have, and everything. I love I think that we both love both of them,
Mm-hmm.
but Rachel's better at sitting still and doing nothing than I am. And by nothing, I don't mean like being lazy, but like reading or...
I think that's the key difference. But also, for me, I grew up near mountains, grew up in West Virginia, so it was something that I was accustomed to seeing, and I think probably
Right.
took a little bit of the mystique away from it, whereas you
Yeah.
grew up near water.
Right.
And so I think that pulled a little bit of the appeal away for you. So we definitely like both, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a beach girl.
I definitely think there's another one you could add to that. Beach, mountains, or lake. Because I think lakes are different than the beach.
Yeah, but who would pick like?
Sometimes. Okay, you guys comment down below, beach or mountains or lake, but I guess it's only going to be one person each, so never mind on the lake. So we got another question that we've seen a couple of times, and it is a mixture of what is your favorite moment besides the wedding / when did you know that the other person was the one? And so for me, I'm the type of person that loves being around people that don't care what other people think about them. And I don't mean that in the manner of like just being obnoxious and belligerent and just disrespectful, but like just not worrying what people think about you. If you laugh loud, if you find one thing interesting and the other thing not, if you're like goofing off, like I love when people aren't worried about what other people think about them, because now in this day and age everybody gets offended all the time, and so finding people that are just fun and playful and aren't worried what other people think about them is amazing. And Rachel is one of those people. And so we went out to the movies one time. There was a really long escalator in the building. It was like 2 stories. And when we got on the top of it, I was like, hey, why don't you, was this a month into us dating? Less?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
I don't even know if we were officially dating.
We weren't officially dating yet. We weren't officially dating
It was
yet.
Oscars season, because I remember what movie we were.
So it was like literally I knew 2 to 3 weeks into meeting her. We were up. It took her a little bit longer. We were on the escalators, and I said, "Hey, try and stand up without your feet, and just like hold it all the way down." And so we did that, and we were just laughing and being loud, and there were people around, and she was in front of me, so she couldn't really see me, which kind of made it even like more attractive, because it was almost like she was doing it alone. Like she had no idea if I was actually doing it behind her. And so it was just fun. It was just great. And I was like, I think that this is a woman that I could spend my life with, because she is just being goofy and having fun and doesn't care what other people think about her.
What about the other one? Your favorite moment outside the wedding?
Favorite moment outside of the wedding.
I feel like after a wedding, it's hard to pick anything.
You already
other
know
than the
yours,
wedding.
don't you?
Mhm.
All right, so you go and I'll answer that at the end.
So mine is kind of a cheat, because it has to do with the wedding, but it's not the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I was very nervous the day of the wedding, obviously, and I had been texting Michael. He didn't get to the venue until much later than I did, as y'all saw. I'd been there all morning with my friends, and I just needed, like, I needed to calm down. I needed something to like bring me back down to earth because I was getting so nervous and my heart was beating so fast, and I just had so much anticipation for what was coming. And Michael had just gotten to the venue. I knew because we had to exchange some car keys. And so as soon as he got there, I texted him and I was like, hey, will you just come say hi? And so I was inside the bride's room getting ready, and he stood on the outside of the door, and we just had like a very brief, quick conversation, and it calmed me down so much. It was very simple, but very amazing. It was definitely my favorite part of the day up until the actual wedding began.
Right, but when did you know that you loved me?
Yesterday.
She figured it out yesterday.
I knew that Michael was the one when I was getting ready to go out of town for the weekend. It was, I think, like a Thursday night or something like that. So I wanted to get to see him a little bit, but I worked pretty crazy hours, so there wasn't a lot of time that night to hang out because I needed to pack and get things ready to go out of town. So I asked Michael to come over, and we ordered a pizza from Domino's, go figure. And he just hung out with me, had some pizza, and waited while I packed for the weekend. And then we walked across the street to a little dive bar in our neighborhood where we love to hang out, to get a beer and just get some time to talk. And we found a deck of cards that had dogs on them. Like on every single card was a different dog breed with a picture.
And they were like caricatures, like their heads were really big.
It was really great. And as y'all know, we love dogs. So we went into like full crazy dog lover mode. We were talking in our dog voices and making up stories about the dogs.
You'll hear those.
We were playing Go Fish, and since they were dog cards, we changed it to Go Fetch.
Go Fetch.
Really fun game. I suggest you try it anytime you can find that deck of cards. But just getting to hang out with him and have him embrace my silliness and just relish in being weird with me was really fun, and I felt like we got to connect really well that night.
Yeah. I would say one of my best memories is there's a coffee shop near where we both lived, and there was a red bench out in front of it. And this was our second date.
Yeah.
Our second date, and we literally sat on this like rocking red bench for 4 hours and just talked and got to know each other. And it was amazing. There's a large chance that I'm getting this bench tattooed on my body in color, so I'm excited for that.
I love it.
And so yeah, that was probably my favorite memory. But I think we're probably pushing a long time on this video right now. So we hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned, subscribe, guys. We are going to be posting videos every day on the honeymoon. We're going to be Instagramming and what, Insta story?
Yeah, Michael just learned about Insta stories.
I never did it before, so we're doing that as well. If you guys are here, comment down below. We're ready, and let us know how excited you are for all of this kind of stuff. But
We're
yeah,
gonna go eat some food.
we're gonna go eat some food. Edit the video for tomorrow in just a little bit, and see you guys later.
Thanks for hanging out.